Hello, Dr. Kamna Singh is here to discuss about insect body segmentation, types of insect head, structure of head, thorax and abdomen. Okay, let's start. What is body segmentation? Segmentation is a repetition of body units along the anterior to posterior axis and is a fundamental property of all insects. It is an obvious character of all arthropods. Insect segments are closely visible as reiterated patterns visible in the endoskeleton. Okay, first of all, it is insect body segmentation, and this is a generalized insect body segmentation image. Insect body is differentiated into three distinct regions called head, thorax, and abdomen. This series of segments in primitive arthropods are known as somites or metameres, and the grouping of these body segments into distinct regions is known as tagmosis, and the body regions are as tagmata. The type of arrangement of these body segments in embryonic stage is known as primary segmentation, while in adult insects is known as secondary segmentation, which differs from primary in having a sclerotized membranous intersegmental region. Now come to the insect head. Insect head is a hard, highly skeletonized compact capsule bearing a group of feeding apparatus comprising of labrum, mandible, maxillary and labium and also sensory organs. It is internally a major center of neuroendocrine coordination. During embryonic stage, it is first anterior tagma formed by the fusion of six segments, namely pre-antennary, antennary, intercalary, mandibular, maxillary, and labial segments. Head is connected to the thorax by neck or cervix. The cervical membrane is quite flexible and allows head movement. Based on embryological studies, the neuromere of pre-antennary segment forms procerebrum of the brain and embryonic appendages. The neuromere of antennary segment forms deuterocerebrum of the brain and its antennal appendages. Intercalary segment neuromere forms tritocerebrum and feeding appendages, while mandibular segment marked by mandibular ganglion neuromere and first mandible. It is its appendages. Maxillary segment neuromere formed maxillary ganglion and first maxillary labial segment indicated by neuromere labial ganglion and its appendages labium. Now structure of insect head. Insect head capsule is differentiated into several regions by the sutures. These sutures are nothing but the secondarily developed fine grooves. Some of these are merely superficial sulcus on a single plate, or others are sutures made by junction of two or more plates. They are inflections or external impressions of the internal stiff cuticular ridges which provide mechanical support to the cranial wall. These sutures are the product of sclerotization and except the post-occipital suture. Others have no metameric segmentation. These are the head sutures: clypeolabral suture, clypeofrontal or epistomal suture, epicranial suture, occipital suture, post-occipital suture, frontogenal or subocular suture, subgenal suture, ocular suture, and antennal suture. Now come to the head sclerites. The sclerites represent simply the instrumental areas. The head of the generalized insect is typically exhibiting these sclerites: labrum, clypeus, frons, epicranium, occiput, post-occiput, geni and subgenial areas, ocular sclerites, tentorium. Tentorium is an endoskeletal structure. I will discuss about this later. Now come to the insect head view. First one is the frontal view and second one is the side view. The sulci and sutures on head demark different areas on the capsule. In front view there is an ecdysial line which marks the point of rupture for molting on top of the head. It moves downward in inverted Y-shaped frontal sutures, terminating near antennal socket. Usually another subocular suture originates from below the compound eyes, frontogenal suture, that moves down meeting with epistomal or frontoclypeal suture, which separates upper parts of head from that of supraclypeus or often clypeus. Area below to manduocellus is termed as subocular area, and below the compound eye is known as subocular area. The folding of cuticle that surrounds the compound eye is termed as circumocular sulcus. It is usually more prominent towards frontal surface of head. Other folds are around the antennal base, termed as circumantennal sulcus, and below the median ocellus, called as subocular sulcus. Sometimes upper and lateral margin of vertex or gena may contain an evasinated sharply carinate sulcus. Often post gena is separated from hypostome by a hypostomal sulcus. Now let's go to ventral side view, the lower part of epistomal sulcus that is just above the labrum, subgenal sulcus that is just above the mandible, and third is posterior tentorial pit supports to the zone of mouth parts attached to the lower side. In hypognathous type of head or grasshopper, clypeus hangs down post to labrum. Hypoostome is followed by mandibles, and posterior to them maxillae and labium are seated. Head sclerites. Labrum. It is freely attached to the lower margin of the clypeus by clypeolabral suture, generally hanged over the mouth and also called as upper lip. Clypeus. This sclerite demarcated by clypeolabral and clypeofrontal sutures from the anterior and posterior sides. The anterior post part and posterior part are called as anticlypeus and postclypeus respectively. Frons. It extends from the anterior clypeofrontal suture to the posterior frontal sutures. The frons represent typically an upper facial lesion of the head. Epicranium. Epicranium is separated from the frons by epicranium suture. It represents the entire upper region of the head. It lasts from the anterior frontal to the posterior occipital suture. Now occiput. It is U-shaped posterior cuticular band. It represents the area from the occipital to the post-occipital sutures. Post-occiput. It lies between the occiput and neck. The post-occiput is placed off from the occiput by a transverse post-occipital suture. Well, geni and subgenal areas. The geni is represent the lateral areas of head. On either side, the geni extends from the compound eye to the mandibular trochanter. Ocular sclerite. They form a cuticular ring around each compound eye. Tentorium. It is an endoskeletal structure. It is made up of three pairs of arms, the anterior, posterior, and dorsal tentorial arms. Types of head. First one is prognathous. Pro means in front. In many insects, cranium is turned upward on the neck, so mouth parts are directed forward. For example, Thysanura, Dermaptera, Coleoptera, etc. Second one is hypognathous. Hypo means below. In many insects, cranium is placed at the top of head, thus the mouth parts are directed downward. For example, Orthoptera, Diptera, and Hymenoptera. Opistognathous. Opisto means behind. In this type of head is deflexed, giving the mouth parts a posterior ventral position. Most of fluid-sucking insects have this type of head, like Homoptera, Sphenoptera, and Heteroptera. Now come to functions of head. Functions are food ingestion, sensory perception, coordination of body activities, protection of coordinating center. Okay, now this is the structure of thorax. Thorax is second and middle tegma between head and abdomen. This second tegma is three segmented, namely prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. Meso and metathorax having forewing and hindwing respectively are called as pterothorax. Each segment of thorax bears a pair of legs. Thus, because of the presence of wings and legs, thorax is also called as center of the locomotory organ. Thorax is made up of three sclerite plates. Their names are dorsal body plate known as tergum or nota, ventral body plate known as sterna, and last is lateral plate known as pleura. Thoracic nota of each thoracic segment is called as pronotum, mesonotum and metanotum respectively. Prothoracic notum have three transverse sutures: anticostal, prescutal and scuto-scutellar, and five tergites: acrotergite, prescutum, scutum, scutellum and postscutellum. Thoracic sterna of each thoracic segment is called as prosternum, mesosternum and metasternum. It is made up of segmental plate, eusternum and intersternate spina sternum. Thoracic pleura is lateral body wall of thoracic segments between notum and sternum. Sclerites of pleuron is called as pleurites and they fuse to form pleural plate. Pterothoracic pleuron provides space for articulation of wings and legs. Thoracic appendages are three pair of legs and two pair of wings. Two pair of spiracles are also present in the mesopleuron and metapleuron. Function of thorax. As I mentioned earlier, thorax is a center of locomotory organ. It is mainly concerned with locomotion. Well, it is insect abdomen. It is third and posterior tegma. This is made up of 9 to 11 uromeres or segments and is highly flexible. Abdominal segments are telescopic in nature and interconnected by a membrane called conjunctiva. Each abdominal segment is made up of two sclerites, namely dorsal body plate, tergum, and ventral body plate, sternum. One pair of tympanum is present in first abdominal segment, while 8 pair of spiracles are present on first 8 abdominal segments. 8th and 9th abdominal segment contains the female genital structure and male genital structure occupies in 9th segment. Abdominal appendages are genital organ and cerci. So posterior abdominal segments are modified for the purpose of mating and oviposition. Well, this is all about insect body segmentation and types of head. I hope you all liked this video. Coming with other important videos, so keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.